So, today's experiment, we've done oxtail soup, haven't we? Yeah, it's in a big cup, so it would be quite watery. So we'll help it along. We'll put an oxo in. Because we like oxo and we like oxtail, don't we? Yeah. So, but I always like a soup to be thicker. I don't like a thin, watery, runny soup. So what we're going to try, we like oxtail, yeah. We like oxo, yeah. In the same sort of family is gravy, isn't it? Yeah, it's gravy. So let's sort of try and thicken it up, put a bit of gravy mix in there. Because see if that makes a difference. Has anybody tried? We've done a tomato soup and oxo. That was quite nice. We've done an oxtail and an oxo. But has anybody tried an oxtail, a cup of soup, oxtail cup of soup, an oxo, and some gravy? I wonder what this is going to be like. Interesting. Of course, I've put the pepper in, peppered up a little bit. That's been a surprise. I think the gravy, it's become... I want soup, I don't want syrup. Oh, look, I reckon this is a cock-up. Let's put a bit more hot water in, see if we can thin it down a little bit. As the gravy taken over. Which is what we wanted it to do, wasn't it? We did want it to be a thinner soup. We didn't want it to be a watery soup. Or maybe I didn't. It's become a big lump of something. Maybe I didn't mix it properly. Keep working on it. Do you have to do that? Slowly coming off. Oh, I think this is a mistake. I think I must have put way too much. Well, anyway, who doesn't like gravy? So this is going to be oxtail flavoured. I can still feel it inside there. It's still, it's well lumpy, shall we say. So an oxtail cup of soup and a oxo, and I think too much gravy mix. I'll still have it. Oh yeah, now that's what you expect soup to be, of a consistent, like a thick pea soup. So I think we've got the thickness we want. We were after that, weren't we? A soup should be a soup. Yeah, it's more. It's not like a thin, watery soup. You can feel you can tell just by stirring it. You know, when you usually stir your liquid, it keeps going round. When you stir this, it comes to a dead stop. Uh-oh! We may have come to the limit of our experimentation. Am I going to test it? Come on, shall I test it? Ooh, what's it taste like? Ooh, look. Oh, actually, it's got a thickness of a thick gravy. Ooh, who loves a nice big thick gravy? And it's got the taste. Hold on. Oh, surprising. It's got the thickness of a gravy. It's got it's sort of enhanced the oxtail. The oxtail and the oxo. Oh, I think that might be a hit. We'll have one more sip. Oh, surprising. Very surprising. I don't know what it's going to be like when we go further down. If it's all collected down there and it's become a sludge. I don't know. Oh yeah, that's a surprising hit, that is. We're back at the kettle. We're halfway down. Really enjoyed that. It's really thick down there. Oh my goodness me. That is really, and yet it is clearing. It's clearing the bottom. It's not stuck in the bottom. But I'm now halfway down, so I've decided to come back and just top it up, just thin it slightly. But the taste is amazing. The taste is really good. It's also the oxtail-ness. The oxo has just sort of disappeared, but it's there. I don't know what I'm tasting. Well, it's lovely though. I put an oxtail soup, cup of soup. I put one oxo in it, and then I do believe I put too much gravy, but I do like thick gravy, you know, nice thick gravy. So I do like gravy too, and I did put pepper in there. So the tanginess is the pepper. It was becoming a bit too thick, but now I think it's all right, Joe. I think I must have put too much gravy in it. But and you want a soup to be a soup, don't you? You don't want it to just be like a thin liquid cup of tea type thing. Oh, the taste is great. The taste is well worth a try. So it's time to say goodbye to the spanner. You know, we had it from Jack's place. We're going round to Ted. We're going to present this back to Ted, because this was his dad's spanner, and those, remember, it was in the box. It was in a bag, a knackered bag of bodgers. So I've had a lot of enjoyment. I can't really hang on to it. Wouldn't be fair. So we're going to offer it back to Ted. So time to say goodbye. And thank you very much for the opportunity of giving us the chance of keeping them away from the skip. Yeah. So anyway, let's go and take this back to Ted then. So it's time to say goodbye to the spanner. We're back with Ted now. That was Ted's granddad. No, that was Ted's dad's spanner. And the spanner's come back home to where it should be. Like, it's worthy to come indoors now, cleaned and shined and polished. Yeah, who knew? You just never know where you are, what you're doing. You never thought that was going to end up nice and shiny like that, did you? But no, Ted, that's yours.
Thank you very much.
Go on the wall. It's worthy to keep in a house now, isn't it?
Yes.
Look at this. This has got some age on it though, hasn't it, Ted?
Yeah.
This poster, look at this for a poster. And look, it tells you what who knew there was that many tech screws and types to do different jobs. Wow, gives you the sizes, drilling capacity. Come down here, look. Go across there. Another. Yeah, you do see them with a slightly longer sort of a thing to go through. The little fat ones, and look at this. Wow. And this for a poster. Oh. Silly idiots. Right, got you. I'm hanging on now, Ted. I'm hanging on. Look, there they are. Look, all the. Who knew there was that many? Look, tech screws, build decks, self-drilling screws. You know now why I call them Ted screws, because they all come from Ted. Look. It's even more. Wow. Are we ever going to get round to putting them all in the right boxes? Oh, you get that'd be some tedious job to do. Yeah, remember those? We've seen those. We like these into wood, don't we?
See, look, wood to metal takes. Yeah. Look, you fix your wood onto the metal bearings, so they'll.
And that's sheeting in it.
Countersunk because they're to be flush with the wood.
Oh yeah, hold the wood in. General construction for roofing. Yeah, roof cladding in it. Yeah, here, and the washers and the caps. We've seen loads of these. Again, look. These.
You tell me the date on there, no?
No, I don't know. But this poster,
Probably
yeah. Yeah, does it say? No. I don't know. Is Bill Dex still going? Because
I don't know.
they maybe still be going, but somebody's bought them out and changed the name on them, all that sort of a thing. But wow, what a fantastic poster that is, Ted. Hmm? Great for an office, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't film the very first bit. Steve came over and he couldn't find the right thread for those jaws in his vise. Anyway, we knew it was old, so first of all we established the thread. So that was the thread that we were looking for. Yeah. So at least we knew what thread we were looking for. We knew these nuts went with those. I call these greenhouse. You see them whenever you've got an aluminium greenhouse. I see these as aluminium greenhouse nuts. That's what I call these. Some of them do have a, yeah, it's got a slight collar on the end of it, isn't it? Anyway, so we knew this and that. We knew the thread we were looking for. We'd found the nut that we could test anything that we were looking for on. So we established that first. So whenever you're looking for a blind hole, first of all find what fits in it. Right, this is the thread we're looking for. So, and then find the nut for that. So then we know what we're looking for. But they were in there. But what a struggle to find a little sort of countersunk heads. So we were going to butcher some little nuts to make do the job. But as it turns out, we did find them in there in the end, didn't we? After a bit of a search. But yeah, I really do enjoy finding stuff that no one else can find. So we may have found a candidate. Have to reshape the head, put a slot in it and make it go in there. But we think we may have found, it's a similar thing. It's coarse thread. It's gone in the nut. Is it going in the head?
Yeah.
Does it fit in there nicely?
Yeah, it's tight.
Oh yeah, but it's got plenty enough. Yeah, you're not cross-threading it or nothing, are you?
No.
That's going in nicely. So at worst, cut that short and then put a groove on this and put a slot across there, just enough to get it in and bite it.
Yeah.
But we're still looking. We are still looking. Besides that, I know that's Whitworth, but they're all the same sort, mixed. I'm not convinced these are Whitworth. We might be lucky and find the right thread. Let's try this pot. Oh, they look older and coarser. We might have a chance. Let's get digging. So we've decided this is the wrong pot to even go looking because they're all hex heads, all spanner heads. So I keep another pot full of different heads. So I've pulled out the wrong pot to search. Let's I think we're at the right age though. So let's dig a little. Let's go and find the other pot. Where did you find them, Steve? Third one down. Yeah. Woohoo! And they've even got the right head. We were thinking of, what was the plan? The original plan was get something like this, cut a slot in it, put it in the drill, and just grind this up into a V.
Yeah.
But you found them now, look. Blimey, blimey, blimey. Let's give them a bash.
Yeah. Get that voice back together now.
Look, and this is... So challenge completed. We've got those to go in there. They were just an odd thread, weren't they?
Yeah.
Not metric. Let's have a look at the thread on it.
I think I think it's just biting just enough.
Yeah, just a bit of araldite or a bit of,
Yeah.
of course. See, could be metric, but it could be UNC
Yeah.
or UNF. Well, not UNF, but yeah, it could be.
But the right size. and it gets tight. So
And they've got a grip.
put a Loctite on there as well.
Ooh. There's a way. There's always a bit. Those are a backup, aren't they?
Yeah.
In case these go pop. I suppose, I don't know how much strain would be on there.
It's awkward, isn't it? Because they have a lot of pressure in different directions to your normal bolt or your normal screw.
Oh yeah, because if you're squeezing on this end, it's trying to pull that end.
It's squashing, it's like...
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Anyway, after much searching and digging about and remembering that we had stuff from years and years ago, we found it. Epoxy little screws, but it's what floats my boat. All this place is full. I've just found the 2 screws that we wanted. And that's me. That's today's worth of happiness done. Want to see the story of the vice stripped and cleaned? On tools. Go and see Steve on tools. Let's round up this story. Oh dear, let's round up this story. I keep this, and I'll keep my Whitworth in there. All that older stuff and in there. We keep the older stuff in there. I've been doing nuts and bolts. You know, you've all seen them on the shelves. So you're sort of all aware of my shelving and my nuts and bolts and in my drawers. But also, I do keep from in the shelf of doom, down the bottom here, look, nuts, wheel nuts, all that sort of thing, older bolts, anything I pick up the old way, gallon cans, and do that sort of a thing. And then we've got some in here, which is, you can see how tough it is to open the cupboards. So we've got some really obscure threads, bits and pieces, bigger, older stuff. And then we've got, let's go this way. Get under here. Yes. No bolts there. These are the, wow. We've even got a tub under there full of bolts. You just never know. I love the, you know, little things pleases little minds. Look, there's bolts under there. Little things pleases little minds. And I just like having and finding. But yeah, sometimes it's a struggle. I just love finding the stuff that nobody can't find. Digging through, gee, you know, some of the older AF, all the, from when we used to, the old days of when we used to scrap a car. I used to, when we were rallying, I'd scrap a car basically down to its component parts. Yeah, I would scrap every nut, bolt, washer, keep the old Jubilee clips, keep all the springs in a pot. You know, this is my pot full of odd sized, that you probably recognise that off something, somebody screaming for one of them somewhere. Just funny odd things. I've been oh, that's off a bike, isn't it? Yeah, off a yoke off a bike. I've been a nut and bolt collector forever and a day. I've been at this for years and years and years, and I've even got stuff that I keep in tins on the tray. Let me show you these tins. I don't know where, I'm not even sure where this stuff has come from, but you know, even the older, you know, you strip the old gear, they were made, they looked well then, didn't they? So I like to strip a thing down to every last little part. I don't know why I keep them, but that's part of being who I am. But I strip everything down to every little tiny part. Let's get the other tin out, I'll show you that one. You know, even stuff like levers like this, you can tell the quality and the age of this sort of mechanism inside something. Something was doing something somewhere. Little conrod. Have we got a name on that? Simanco? What the hell is Simanco? Yeah. Oh, but I even, you know, they knew how to do things in the old days, didn't they? There would have been a nice little brass bush in there, wasn't there? And all this, so it's part of, that looks like, is that a sewing machine? What is that? But part of being, how many of you strip stuff down to each individual component part and then keep it in a roses tin on your shelf, never to be seen? But one day, maybe, just maybe one day, somebody will say, Reggie, have you got one of those? Yeah, of course I have. Even that's offset. How special is that for the job that it does? Anyway, yeah. And I do, I love it. Just I'll smile from ear to ear all day now, knowing that Steve was struggling to find the thread for that to go in the vise. As simple as 4 little screws to hold the jaws back in, because the jaw heads had rotted off. And go and see On Tools. He'll be making you the film of refurbishing that vise. He may tell you the story. It was his granddad's vise and he never used it for 20 years, and he probably never used it before that. No, his granddad's been gone 20 years. What did he say? And he used to work in Garrington's, and the press outside the Black Country Museum, his granddad was involved in that arriving and new in the factory sort of thing. Wow, it's funny, isn't it? History. It's either in your skin or it's not. It fascinates you or it doesn't fascinate you. We should have found them. Anyway, yeah. So I've been doing this nuts and bolts collecting. The reason I've got this many is because I've been doing it for years and years and years. And I strip everything down to its individual component parts. You know. But yeah, I found them 4 little screws. That's me. I'm happy all day now. I'm walking around with a Cheshire Cat's grin on me. I was brought up with my mate's dad, M's dad, Jack, and he would go into his shed and there was nothing he wouldn't bring out. You know, he never came back with nothing in his hand. He found everything all the time, and I'm just hoping I'm doing a smaller percentage and being the same as Jack. Jack, there was nothing he didn't have. That's what we found. Look, we found them. Did the trick. There were only 3 sloves down in the end. I said to Steve, oh, before we alter or butcher anything, give these one last hit in case you find something in here, some odd little screw or that we could work or make fit, or, and it was only 3 layers down, wasn't it? Yeah. So you have to, and I seem to recall I started by collecting just nut heads, and then haven't found it yet. There's a pot somewhere where if there was anything odd other than a spanner head on it, I would put it in a separate pot, and it was a pot of specials. But at the moment I can't find my pot of specials. But I've been doing this nut and bolt fixings collection for years and years and years and years and years. So if you're looking for a particular size bolt you cannot find anywhere and you're really desperate and it's holding up your job, then don't be selling me sizes, don't be telling me. What you have to do here is turn up and search. So if you're really in a doo-doo and you're within a right driving distance, and you think, right, I'll go off to Reggie and find this, and I'd be very surprised if I haven't got it. Yeah, I'd be very disappointed in myself if I hadn't got it. But yeah, if there's something really, really troubling you, well, make your way over and we'll find it.